Hotep Scholars, I am Professor Horton and welcome to STEM for second grade. Last week, we talked all about Angelina, Milo, and Susie's problem with melting popsicles. We explored ways to solve their problem by looking for additional information, such as the temperature outside, the size and the shape of the popsicles. And this week, we're going to explore more ways to solve this problem with what is called the design process. So, engineers use the design process to solve everyday problems. And when you use the design process, you start out by asking yourself a question. So, for example, we asked questions about the temperature outside. We ask questions about the size and shape of the popsicles. And then you explore ways to solve your problem. After you explore these ways to solve your problem, you begin to you'll narrow down some of these solutions and you'll model them. Once you model your solutions, you will evaluate what you have come up with in the evaluation phase. So that means you'll test them out and then you will explain what you have created to your peers. A lot of the times, in order to perfect your product, you will go back through this design process to solve any issues that you had or came up with along the way. So, today, before we look further into this design process, let's take a look at some scholars your age that use this design process to solve some of their everyday problems. Let's start out with Mo Bose, Mr. Mosiah Bridges. He actually created a company called Mo Bose, and actually his initial problem was that he was looking to earn more money. And so what he did was he teamed up with his grandmother, who was a retired seamstress at the time, and they came up with a bow tie company. And the name of this company is Mo Bose. So let me go ahead and first of all get out of the way so that we can see what Mosiah has come up with. So actually, he created this. They started this company when he was 9 years old, and now, and once again, that was to come up with some extra money. So now he has clients like Barack Obama and Steve Harvey. Look at these bow ties. Look at these neckties. They even have squares. This is amazing. So what started out as just a project to earn money now makes over $200,000 a year. Good job, Mo Bose. Mosiah Bridges. All right. Next, we're going to take a look at a young lady named Natalie. So, Natalie, actually, her story is a little bit different. Her initial problem was that she was uncomfortable with her skin color and the texture of her hair. So she and her mom teamed up to start a comic book series called Moxie Moxie McGriffin. There we go, Moxie McGriffin. And let's take a look at some of the things that she's done with Moxie McGriffin. Not only do they have a comic book series, but also look at these products. So she has a line of pins. This is amazing. That is beautiful. Oh man, that's nice. And in addition to her products, she also has, once again, her comic book series, Moxie McGriffin. And once again, this is by a young lady named Natalie McGriffin. Good job, Natalie. Awesome. So, at this point, let's go ahead and jump back into the design process. And let's take a look at some ways that we can solve a problem. So remember that the first problem the first thing that you do in the design process is you ask a question. And oftentimes this question will start with a problem. So for me, the problem that I'm going to choose to start out with is the fact that as a teacher, I oftentimes have to carry around an iPad. And in the classroom, this becomes kind of cumbersome. That means this becomes a big job for me. I never want to drop the iPad, but I have to use it a lot. I use a stylus, and I might be controlling my laptop or something in front of the classroom, but I'm still walking with the iPad. So I'm trying to figure out a way that I can solve this problem of not wanting to drop the iPad. So I don't want to drop the iPad. And let's see if we can come up with a solution, or the start of a solution to this problem. And then I'll give you the opportunity to solve your own problem. So let's take a look at this. Let's start out looking at the shape of the iPad. So it's shaped something like this. And I'll go ahead and fill it in as well. There we go. And I know that I don't want to drop it, so maybe I can do something like make an addition to the iPad. I can add something onto probably the back of it, and I'm thinking that it'll look something like a glove, so that when I'm walking around the room, I can keep my hand in the glove. Oh man. I can keep my hand in the glove, and I can still use my iPad without having to worry about dropping the glove. So this is my exploration of a solution to my problem. I want you to take your launch log and see if you can first come up with a problem and then sketch out something that you think that you can use to solve your problem. All right, and we will talk more about the design process next week. Until then, have a good day.